Hello, people of Maricopa County in the state of Arizona. My name is Brian James Blem, and I'm making another video about some election integrities I have uncovered in the county of Maricopa, state of Arizona. And the first thing I want to share with you is there are very specific laws regarding how you're allowed to vote if you request a ballot by mail, and the system shows that you are an individual who requested a ballot by mail. If you go to Arizona Revised Statute 16579, Section B, it clearly says that if you are identified as having applied for an early ballot, you are required to vote pursuant to Section 16584. Well, 16584 deals with the issuance of provisional ballots to voters. And the reason these laws exist is so that it is not possible for one person to vote two ballots, because that would disenfranchise someone. But here's what happens when I took my wife to the polls on August 2, 2022. That is my wife's ballot and her ballot envelope. Okay. Now, in Arizona Revised Statutes and according to the 2019 Election Procedures Manual, which is in place to govern the 2022 elections, anybody who received a ballot by mail must be allowed to vote a provisional ballot if they appear as having received an early ballot. That didn't happen when I took my wife to vote. In fact, when I took my wife to vote, they signed her in, she did her signature, and they printed her a new ballot. Okay, that's completely improper. They're not supposed to do that. Now, they've been doing this apparently for a long time. VerityVote, my friends at VerityVote found that 50-some thousand what they call real-time provisionals were issued to voters who were identified as having requested a mail ballot. And that's just wrong, because that's 50+ thousand additional ballots that had to be printed. Okay. I'm not saying 50-some thousand additional ballots were injected into the system, but if that's an even remote possibility, then issuing people new ballots is improper. So, if you're a voter who appear at a voting location with a ballot by mail that has not been voted, the procedure in the Election Procedures Manual is that along with the affidavit envelope, which my wife had, the affidavit envelope and the ballot, they're allowed to vote that ballot at a privacy booth. And then the voter is required to vote that ballot in the drop box. They put the ballot in the envelope, they sign the envelope, and they put the envelope in the drop box. And that ensures that there's not an extra ballot on the loose out there. Well, the county recorder says they use this procedure of real-time provisionals. So my friends at VerityVote FOIA'd information from the county regarding real-time provisionals. And they say, well, the request was looking for permission to use a procedure that is contrary to Arizona law. And I have the email response here from Maricopa County, Joseph LaRue. It says, "Good morning. We are writing to inform you that there is no documentation and no submission was made as an alternate procedure." So, Maricopa County is not following Arizona law. It's clear. And it's possible that multiple ballots could be injected into the system, because this is a real ballot right here. 100% straight up real ballot. All right. I like how my wife even put her "I voted" sticker there. And this is for the Republican primary on August 2, 2020. Now, if you go into the ballot and you take your ballot and they print you a new ballot, there's another procedure in Arizona law specified in statute that says what they're supposed to do with this ballot. And according to that statute, they're supposed to write "spoiled" on the back. Nobody has spoiled this ballot. This is an actual live ballot. Okay, so we leave the polling place. We don't leave the polling place, but we walk out the door after my wife inserts her other ballot into the tabulator. And so I turn around and I ask the election officials, I said, here, my wife wishes to spoil this ballot. And they said, oh, sorry, no, we don't do that here. We don't want it. Take it home with you. And I said, you're supposed to write spoiled on the back. And they said, oh, no, we don't do that. Don't worry about it. No problem, no harm, no foul. The problem in the state of Arizona is this, that you have no executive law enforcement officials who will compel Maricopa County to follow Arizona law. Now, the procedure the county may use might be more efficient for the county, but it's not about efficiency for the county. It's about ensuring that voters are not disenfranchised by additional live ballots being injected into the voting system. And that's why we have our laws. The sheriff, Penzone, he's just a stooge backed by Soros. He's not going to do anything about it. The attorney general, he's feckless, and he's obviously not going to make Maricopa County follow Arizona law. What do you do about it, people? You need to go out and you need to vote for people who are going to make good laws and who are going to enforce those laws and not enforce laws that they like and disregard others, and that aren't going to disregard the law if they're an executive and they're supposed to follow the law. It's simply wrong. Until we do that, America, they're going to continue to mess with your election. Peace out.